Hey guys, it's great to see you again. And today we're going to be camping at Myakka State Park, which is just around the corner from Sarasota, Florida. This park is massively huge and we did not begin to scrape the surface of it. Join us as we adventure, as we explore, as we laugh, as we look at nature, and just see what we can find here at this amazing state park.
Hello everybody!
Hi!
We've made it to Myakka State Park.
In Sarasota.
It sounds like a disease, but it's actually kind of cool. So we just got here. I wasn't expecting too many people, but then I was reminded.
Spring break.
And we also have started some other things that we got to tell you about. But first, on the trip, we have some alligators. So we're gonna go take a look out here in the water. So we're gonna see some alligators.
Looks like there's about 8 of them right there.
Yeah. So we got about 8. Let's see if we can zoom in here. A couple of them here. Did you know that alligators can hold their breath up to 45 minutes? And when you see the little bubbles that are coming up, as they're underwater, that's actually coming out of their sinus glands right up there by their eyeballs, not their nose. These are the times where I wished I had a kayak. They come out here. I got the paddle boards.
Paddleboard,
Do you want a paddleboard over there with alligators?
I mean, maybe on the other side. But paddleboard, you're a little exposed,
A little bit, and you're on this little cushion of air.
I know, ours are inflatable.
So we're
You're kind of
going to,
walking like you got poop in your pants.
It's great because we got the wireless mics on. I can hear what you're saying. we'll talk about poopy pants here in a minute, but we're gonna go and see if we can't find the boardwalk, because I'm sure that's gonna be what the hot attraction is right now.
Of course, no one calls it the boardwalk. I don't know why you keep calling it a boardwalk. It's technically this elevated.
Is it a bird walk?
Well, that's what he called it, I'm assuming, but it is like a treetop wooden walkway.
Actually, it goes above the canopy. So it's supposed to be really cool. So let's go there next.
Yeah, before it gets too hot.
I don't know, we have lots of stories to tell already.
Baking.
We'll see you soon. So just down the road, it's the Canopy walk, and there's a lot of people already, and we're just gonna have to take this slow, and we'll do it.
So seems to be every trip, not blaming Ryder or anything like that, but we had a little injury before our trip. Ryder took a little spill on the scooter, and he got scraped up right on the inside of his foot. And of course, it's right at a pressure spot where walking is uncomfortable. So obviously we don't recommend walking in flip-flops.
Check out this live oak. It just couldn't, with the weight of the tree and the Florida sand, it just, what a tiny root structure. What? It's a little live oak that didn't make it.
Babe, that's a dead oak.
Well. Try it.
All right, monkey man.
All right, well, here we go. We're climbing the tower.
Well, this is the small entry tower.
All right.
And then we're gonna take a walkway that's about 25 feet up.
Okay.
But then there's a full tower for observing that's 75 feet up.
All right, well, it's a good thing I started going to the gym.
Sorry, 74 feet up, my
We got stairs now. And fun fact, if you want, you could buy a plank with your name on it.
Between $100 and $999.
Is that all?
Yeah.
That's a great price.
For 1,000, you can name a bean.
Good job, Carlos. Speaking of the people, it's like they had a whole group of people up here, and these walkways are so narrow, and you can't go back down.
No.
Once you're up, you're up.
You're stuck.
When you're up, you're stuck. So do you guys see any skunk apes? You like way down in there? You see anything?
No,
Anything?
but it's a little dense.
What down there? Anything down there?
No, I'm joking. I think this would be perfect.
I know you people with the Apple cameras can't do that, so let me come back out here to what you're used to.
Let me try to squeeze down, make more room.
This is kind of what I'm talking about, where
Yeah.
once you up, you're stuck. So along these trails, you'll see where this is all dug up. And it's on both sides.
Giant squirrels. I'm just
And
kidding.
That's done by feral hogs or wild pigs.
Oink, oink.
And you can see why they don't have like a hunting season. You can just harvest them whenever, because these completely tear up the environment and crops and everything else. So they're invasive and they're terrible. Why am I like just so
He's like
disgusted by people?
39 going on 98.
I'm like,
I hear people.
gross.
I mean, yes, you can hear like all the voices of the people climbing up this
Which I'm sure
tower.
you can hear it now. But
It's like one of those lighthouse tours where you just go on up the stairs.
When we finished with the Canopy walk, we decided we wanted to explore the rest of the 37,000 acres that this park has to offer, and it was very apparent that spring break was in full force. Along our drive, we found these 3 male wild turkeys. Turkeys in the wild can go from 11 to 24 pounds for the males and 5.5 pounds to 12 pounds for the females. They're extremely social, and they'll gather in small groups like this all the way up to groups of 20. In the wild, they'll live from 3 to 5 years, and they can run up to 55 miles an hour. The easiest way to tell a male from a female turkey is that bright red coloration, dark brown feathers, and that beard right in the middle of their chest. I was trying to call them to see if they would puff up a little bit for me, but I didn't get lucky this time. Just up the road, approximately 3 miles from the park entrance, is the Myakka outpost. Here you can get souvenirs, shirts, food, firewood, and even something to eat with their food truck. At this location, you can also rent your canoes, book tours, and fish at the lower portion of the Mayakka Lake. Here we have a limpkin hanging out by the water, also known as the crying bird. They were nearly hunted to extinction in Florida in the beginning of the 20th century, but they have now become protected and made a huge comeback. They are called the crying bird because of their loud, obnoxious sound that I'm sure you've all heard before. Off in the distance, I spotted what I believe to be a willet. It's related to the sandpiper, which is the little birds on the beach that run back and forth on the shore when the waves go out. It was about lunchtime, and we decided to turn around and head back to the campground. And as you can see, once again, the crowds are in full swing. We noticed a group of people standing around the lake, and I'm assuming they're looking at an alligator.
See him?
I saw this time.
Yeah, he's about
Oh, yeah,
six.
yeah.
He's about 6 foot.
I think that's bigger.
Oh yeah, we definitely have swam with bigger. 4. Welcome home. Just another day for us. There's a gator.
All right, we are at our campsite. Yay. It is pretty sunny. So we we set up our canopy, and Chris is heating up some coals on our little grill over there. We're gonna have some chili dogs. Getting all fancy.
We have these new moving mats that we got from the good old Harbor Freight. We're gonna put them on the ground so it's nice and soft. So yeah, because this is rock. Under it is lime rock. Yeah. No one likes lime rock.
So it is 2:30. It's 2:30. And we're kind of just hunkered down. Well, sweaty. And they're over here. Anybody else getting camping at the Keys vibes again?
Just a little bit.
It's hot. Yeah. So he's having trouble walking because of his boo-boos. And it's hot. And this is why we do trips to the Springs. But like we said, we've never been here. This has been an experience thus far.
Is there springs nearby?
No. And at this point, I'm ready to go jump in that creek with the alligators.
Like Duda Brown.
But yeah. I think we're just gonna hang out and either wait out the sun and figure something out, or
No, the problem is that we just had a time change. The sun is out until 8.
Oh yeah, that's true. What's wrong? What's wrong, Taylor?
2 things. Chili dogs, the AC in the tent.
And our legs are right here.
Chris's butt is upwind from me.
I don't see a problem with this.
No, of course you don't.
And then we have the tarp up here to keep everything
I
in.
know, we're giant potatoes, so everything, all the air is staying inside. And it's gonna keep circulating and circulating. And I'm just gonna...
What is wrong with you?
I'm gonna die!
What I swear.
2 hours later.
All right, we're gonna show you around our spot here. We're at Palmetto Ridge, number 75. There's Taylor. And this spot's actually good size. As you can see, we got our huge 10 by 13 tent there. Let me zoom out a little more. And we got a fire pit and a grill and a picnic table. And even with our giant potato tent of science here, we still got all this room. They got full hookups. And that's the difference between this one and we were at. Let me go back here to the end. I mean, it's a good size spot here. So I'm gonna have Taylor tell you about why we're over here.
So when we first got here, we were booked for campsite 41 in Old Prairie Loop, and we drove around because we knew it wasn't open yet. And we drove by And y'all have seen some of our small
Bro,
camping sites before.
This was
And
small.
you know, we can still like fit a truck and maybe our camper next to it and our tent and have enough room for, you know, just sitting around. This one,
Bro.
we drove by it. There is a tent and a truck.
No, it was a car. It's like a 4-door sedan.
No, it was a white truck,
Was it?
remember?
Oh, yeah.
It was a
you're right,
white
you're right,
truck,
you're right.
and they had a tent, and it filled up all the space. The tent and the truck. That's all. All it could fit.
And it was a little dome tent. It wasn't like our tent, like not a tent. It was
Yeah.
a tent.
So we drove past this little spot, and we're like, that's what we booked? Because obviously, I mean, you don't necessarily know your campsite when you book it. We just saw open spot probably 3 or 4 months ago, and Chris just booked it. So we decided to at least just check at the check-in. We're like, if there was a cancellation or could we move into another spot? We checked this other loop. We are now in Palmetto Ridge. It's another loop. And oh, is it nice.
Yeah,
it's like
that's like the rich people neighborhood.
RV full hookup sites, like everything is
Gravel.
graveled,
Oh,
which
yeah.
we don't necessarily care about what type of ground. I mean, I'd prefer it just be on the dirt.
No, you ready? We're almost there.
They're so much more spread out. There's a little bit of brush in between them.
So this other one is called Old Prairie, and you're gonna see why.
Here, all right, where's 41? We were supposed to be.
I think it's gonna be.
Right.
Oh yeah, you said it was where that.
All right, there's
It's really right here. So it literally is just this camper truck,
and that's it.
and that's it.
Now that the weather had cooled off, we decided that we were going to take the Scenic Drive, which is on North Drive. This is almost 10.5 miles of nothing but woodland and nature. So we're out here in the part that's called the Fisherman's Loop, and as you can see, it's not too much more than a little creek. But it's scenic and it's nice. It's quiet. Everything is a lot more mellow now that the sun is starting to go down. All the day trippers are starting to get out.
It's too quiet.
I know. This is the part where like something jumps out and scares everybody. Ah! Here we have the majestic great blue heron. It is the tallest of the heron species, standing at 4 foot tall with a wingspan of 5 to 6 feet. Despite the impressive size of these birds, they only weigh about 5 to 6 pounds. They'll eat anything within striking distance by spearing it with their beak. Here we have the sandhill crane, which is also a protected species under the Florida Migratory Bird Act. They can also get 10 pounds and about 4 foot tall. One of the things they're most known for is their call, which sounds like something out of Jurassic Park. And here we spotted a group of female white-tailed deer. And I have a sneaking suspicion that they spotted us too. The deer here in Florida are quite smaller than their cousins up north, weighing in at only about 115 to 120 pounds. They are cousins to the key deer, which are exclusively located at the Florida Keys, and they only get up to about 65 pounds. They're named the white-tailed deer because when they're spooked, they lift their tail, exposing its white underbelly. They wave it around like a white flag, alerting the other deers of danger.
Okay, so we are going to start to cook now.
For dinner, we were joined by a peregrine falcon. These are very impressive birds that can reach speeds up to 242 miles per hour. Typically, this is done by jumping off a tree or a building, tucking in their wings, and going extremely streamlined. I'm thinking this little fella's looking for a mouse or a squirrel for dinner.
We're gonna try this again, and just to show you the difference of what it was like when we first came here. Yeah, we're the only one here. That's great. So, yeah, they had the awesome idea. You had the awesome idea. Oh, it's getting up there. Going up to the top of the canopy for sunset. And the temperature has calmed its little self down. Praise the Lord.
From 80 to 70.
It's nice. So the tent is actually cold. We're probably gonna have to turn the AC up. But anyway, here we go.
Okay.
right? It is now 7 o'clock. We were up at 6. We already have everything almost completely out of the tent. We got to take it down. It's really gross. As you can see, it's kind of foggy. So there's a lot of condensation everywhere. Breakfast is done. The trailer lights are working great. And I don't want to waste any more time because we're trying to get to one other place before we wrap up the weekend. So we'll catch you on the flippity dippity. From the wilderness to the ocean. We are headed down to Kaspersen at Venice Beach because, you know what? We can't come down here without passing through. So we're gonna go down here. It is St. Patty's Day and it's spring break as I'm falling into a whole bunch of holes. So don't know how long we'll be here, but hopefully we can find some more shark's teeth and shells and all that stuff.
As long as I want.
No, that's not how this works. Right, it is 9 o'clock and looks like the tide is in, which is not good for me. And the crowds are starting to come in already. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. And the water's a little chilly. I don't feel like going out there. I'm getting where I need to be. So we'll see what happens.
And it was at this point I realized I messed up. I was using a different door on the GoPro, which allowed a battery charger cable to be connected. And yeah, I got a little too excited about the beach and I went down there with the GoPro and I didn't put the waterproof door back on. And I drowned yet another GoPro. So that brings my GoPro kill count to 2 and lost 1. Luckily though, I do have the extra insurance on there, so I do have to pay a small deductible, but hopefully I'll get the new repaired GoPro in by the time we go on our cruise. I really wish I did have that GoPro and I didn't feel like running back to the car to get the other one. And let me just say, looking for shark's teeth, we hit pay dirt. We found the most amount of shark's teeth that we had found to date and the biggest ones that we had found to date. So I'll put a picture of these up here on the screen. So yeah, some really impressive teeth we got there. I definitely think that this trip was a blast, and I think we're gonna come back when it's colder, maybe rent a bike, definitely go on some of the hiking trails. I think they had close to 40 miles of trails there, so we didn't even begin to scratch the surface. Again, a great time, definitely return. Just don't do it during spring break or a holiday. Otherwise, I think we'll see you on our next adventure.